Fans of Coronation Street and Emmerdale face a frustrating wait before their next soap fix. In an ITV scheduling shake-up this evening, Friday, March 27th, both long-running dramas have been bumped from their regular time slots. Corrie and Emmerdale typically broadcast 30-minute episodes on weeknights between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. as part of ITV's popular soap double bill. However, viewers have been left without Friday's installment as the channel prioritizes coverage of England's clash against Uruguay at Wembley Stadium. Selfless, woman died after washing husband's work clothes. BBC star Finian Garbutt supported by hospice as he shares last stages of life update. England's home fixture against Uruguay at Wembley forms part of the nation's preparations ahead of World Cup 2026. Uruguay have historically proved a formidable opponent for the Three Lions, who have managed just one victory in their last 6 encounters with the South Americans, including a damaging group stage defeat at the 2014 World Cup. ITV's coverage kicks off at 7 p.m, ahead of a 7:45 p.m. start, meaning both Coronation Street and Emmerdale will not air, much to viewers' frustration, reports the Daily Star. This is not the first scheduling disruption soap fans have endured this month. On March 6th, viewers were left unimpressed when ITV once again axed the soaps in favour of sporting coverage, prompting an outcry directed at bosses. Disgruntled fans took to social media to vent their displeasure. One wrote, "What again? This is happening way too often." Another chimed in, "Why can't rugby go on ITV3? While a third suggested, "Exactly. Or they could at least still put the Corrie episode on ITVX." To compensate for the scheduling change, ITV has arranged an extra episode of both soaps to broadcast on Sunday, March 29th, instead, ensuring viewers still receive 5 installments of their beloved programme this week, albeit at different times than usual. Coronation Street enthusiasts are keen to discover what lies ahead for sinister stalker Mal Roper, Tim Trelaw. Earlier in the week, the Weatherfield antagonist experienced a sudden flashback, appearing to recall the identity of his attacker, though crucially he hasn't identified the correct person. Over in Emmerdale, Kim Tate, Claire King, found herself justifying her choice to leave the Manor House home farm to Lydia Dingle, Karen Blick, in her will, while the remainder of her substantial fortune will be divided amongst her grandchildren, including Joe Tate, Ned Porteous, who was far from delighted to discover that his residence would be passed to someone else. Friday evenings had always meant one thing for millions across Britain: routine, comfort, and drama. At precisely 7:59 p.m, kettles would be boiled, sofas claimed, and televisions tuned to ITV. The familiar rhythm of back-to-back episodes of Emmerdale and Coronation Street had become more than entertainment. It was ritual. But on Friday, March 27, that ritual was broken. Chapter 1, an empty slot. Linda Parker stared at her television in disbelief. "This can't be right," she muttered, flipping through the guide again. No Emmerdale. No Coronation Street. Instead, bold letters filled the screen. England versus Uruguay. Live from Wembley. Her husband, already halfway through his tea, glanced over. "What's wrong?" "They've cancelled it," Linda said, still stunned. Both of them. On a Friday. Across the country, thousands were having the same realization. Their usual escape, gone. Replaced by football. Chapter 2, Wembley takes over. At Wembley Stadium, the atmosphere was electric. Fans in white jerseys filled the stands, chanting as kickoff approached. Floodlights bathed the pitch in brilliance as anticipation built. This wasn't just any match. It was England national football team versus Uruguay national football team. A historic rivalry steeped in tension and unfinished business. For England, it was preparation for the looming FIFA World Cup 2026. For Uruguay, it was another chance to remind the world of their strength. For ITV, it was must-watch television. Coverage began at 7 p.m. Kick-off at 7:45 p.m. And just like that, the soaps didn't stand a chance. Chapter 3, outrage online. Within minutes, social media exploded. "What again?" one viewer posted. "This is happening every week now," another complained. "Why can't they put the football somewhere else?" someone else demanded. The frustration was real and growing. Many fans felt pushed aside. "This is our time," Linda snapped, now scrolling through comments. "We wait all week for this." Others suggested alternatives. "Put it on ITV3. Stream Corrie on ITVX at least. Why not just delay it instead of cancelling?" But the truth was simple. Live sport brought massive audiences. And when it came down to it, Football 1. Chapter 4. Inside ITV. Inside ITV headquarters, the mood was tense but calculated. Executives monitored live viewership numbers as the match began. Strong start, one analyst noted. But the backlash? Another asked. A senior producer leaned back in his chair. They'll complain, he said calmly. They always do. He wasn't wrong. This wasn't the first time. Earlier in the month, on March 6th, similar disruptions had sparked outrage. Fans had already been stretched thin by constant schedule changes. And now, it was happening again. But ITV had a plan. Chapter 5. The Promise of Sunday. To soften the blow, ITV announced something unusual. Extra episodes. Both Emmerdale and Coronation Street would return on Sunday, March 29th. A bonus installment. A make-up for the missed Friday drama. Fine, Linda sighed. I'll watch on Sunday. But even she couldn't ignore the feeling. It wasn't the same. Sunday felt different. Chapter 6. Weatherfield's Secrets. Meanwhile, inside the fictional streets of Weatherfield, chaos was brewing. Fans of Coronation Street were desperate to know what would happen next with Mal Roper. The sinister stalker had already sent chills through viewers earlier in the week. And then, a flashback. A sudden, fragmented memory. For a brief moment, Mal believed he remembered his attacker. But something wasn't right. He was wrong. And that mistake would have consequences. Big ones. If they think I'm waiting till Sunday for that, one fan posted online. They're joking. Chapter 7. Trouble at Home Farm. Over in the rolling countryside of Emmerdale, tensions were just as high. At Home Farm, Kim Tate had made a decision that shocked everyone. Her will, her legacy, and her choice to leave the iconic estate to Lydia Dingle. The reaction? Explosive. Especially from Joe Tate. This is my home, he had argued. But Kim was unmoved. Her fortune would go to her grandchildren. The house? That belonged to Lydia. Now, fans were left hanging. No Friday episode. No immediate answers. Just questions. Chapter 8. The Waiting Game. Saturday felt unusually quiet. No lingering cliffhanger discussions. No "did you see that?" conversations. Just anticipation. For some, the delay made things worse. For others, it made Sunday feel bigger. Maybe this is what they want, Samira said, scrolling her phone. Build hype. Her friend nodded. Yeah, and it's working. Chapter 9. Sunday Redemption. When Sunday finally arrived, something strange happened. People tuned in huge numbers. At 7 p.m., Emmerdale returned. At 7:30 p.m., Coronation Street followed. And suddenly, the frustration faded. Because the episodes delivered. Big drama. Big reveals. Big consequences. Okay, Linda admitted. That was worth the wait. Chapter 10. A New Reality. Back at ITV, the results were clear. Despite complaints, viewership was strong. Engagement was high. Streaming numbers climbed. It was proof of something important. Fans might hate the changes, but they wouldn't walk away.